For today's recipe, which is going to be chicken Qeema Paratha, I am going to use some all-purpose flour to make our dough. This is about 5 cups of all-purpose flour, some regular cooking oil. You can use clarified butter if you want, salt, and water to knead our dough. For the filling or stuffing for parathas, I am using some ground chicken meat here. We're also going to need some chopped onions, and I also have some sliced onion over here, which we are going to use in the very beginning part of cooking our chicken meat. Some chopped tomatoes, some chopped cilantros or coriander leaves, and mint leaves. We're also going to need about 14 to 12 cloves of fresh garlic, 2 inches of fresh ginger, 1 large green chili or 2. What I did is I chopped these 3 ingredients together in my chopper and chopped them in very fine and small bits, just like so. For spices, we're going to need some salt, cayenne pepper powder, garam masala powder, curry powder, and some coarsely ground coriander seeds and cumin seeds. Last but not least, we're going to need some cooking oil and some lemon juice. Now we are going to knead our dough for the parathas. I'm adding this cooking oil and our all-purpose flour, salt, and about 2 to 2.5 cups of water. Alright, our dough for our paratha is ready. Now I am going to cover it and let it rest for about 20 to 30 minutes. Alright, I have turned on my stove and I'm going to add about half a cup of oil. Make sure you're not adding a lot of oil for this recipe, because if your stuffing or filling has a lot of oil, it's going to ooze out of your parathas while you're going to make, and it's going to be a hot mess. I'm going to fry our sliced onion, just about half a sliced onion. I'm going to fry it until it becomes golden brown. I'm going to cook the meat for another 10 minutes until all the juices are pretty much well absorbed. In the meantime, I'm going to add all the spices. While you're cooking this meat, make sure that you keep stirring it, otherwise you don't want any lumps in your ground chicken or Qeema. At the same time, I'm going to also add this lemon juice. It's been almost 10 minutes that I've been cooking this ground chicken on high flame. All the juices of the meat are pretty much well absorbed. Now I'm going to add chopped tomatoes. And I'm going to cook it again for another 10 to 15 minutes on high flame until all the juices from tomato is pretty much gone. Alright, now our meat is pretty much well cooked. And when you are about to turn off your stove, just like about a minute before you turn off your stove, you add this chopped garlic, green chili, and ginger. Cook it for about a minute or 2. Okay, now I'm going to turn off my stove. And now I'm adding this finely chopped onion, along chopped cilantro, and mint leaves. I'm going to mix it well. I'm going to let it become room temperature before filling in our parathas. Alright, it's time to spread our doughs. Well, out of this big dough, I made smaller doughs in this size, like so. Here we're gonna need some extra flour for dusting. We're going to spread these smaller doughs or dough like so. Keep rolling your dough until it is about half a centimeter thick. If you're making a circle, if you're making a square one, then you don't have to worry about the shape and how round it is. Now I'm going to fill our filling, this ground chicken. Again, reminding you guys, make sure your stuffing is not hot, because if you're going to stuff a hot stuffing, then it's going to melt, or let's say rip apart your paratha in the making. Fold it like so, and I'm going to roll it. It's not going to stick a lot to your board because I've added oil in this dough. Make sure you're not going to roll it a lot, otherwise it's going to rip apart the paratha. Leave it aside. Over here, I have placed my pan on the stove, and the heat is pretty much on medium-high. I'm adding about a tablespoon of oil. Gently place your parathas. Tap a little bit of oil on top. I'm going to fry these parathas from each side until they're a nice golden brown. It's going to take probably a minute or so to fry them from each side. Again, make sure your flame of the stove is on medium-high, not high-high. Right, parathas are well fried from both sides. Now I'm going to take it out in this pot. You need to keep it covered in a pot until you're ready to serve. Otherwise, it will become stale and tough. Alrighty, our chicken paratha or chicken buckets are ready. You can serve it during iftar, sahur, or as an appetizer. Even you can send it in your school lunchbox. You can serve it along any kind of your favorite sauces, chutneys. I'm serving it with raita. I hope you liked today's recipe. Please let me know about your feedback, and please check the description box for tips.